Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Serena.
Wait, no, sorry, I'm not married to that.
That was really stupid.
Let's try this one again.
Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Serena.
And this is Not Married to This.
Okay, Joe, my show's about to start. Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be sharing something a little bit different. We're going to be getting deeper today, and we wanted to update everyone listening on something more personal that has been going on the last few weeks with Joe's health. Joe is going to share a little bit of it on his social media, but we just thought talking about it today with you guys gives us the opportunity to give a more detailed explanation and just kind of be very candid and have a more open, honest conversation about what we've been going through. And, I guess the hope here is just to provide clarity on what's going on as much as possible. And maybe this could be helpful to someone who may learn something from our experience. I know that you've been kind of surfing the web.
Oh, too much.
Claude and AI and ChatGPT have literally told
Claude's
Joe.
actually been telling me to put my phone down and go to bed on a daily basis. I'll just kind of tell the story from the beginning.
Yeah, you want me to kick it off?
Sure.
So, a few weeks ago, I got a DM from a company called Pre-Nuvo. And just quickly, this is not a sponsored episode. They are not involved in this episode. We just want to kind of let you guys know how this all came to be. Yeah. They reached out to do a partnership, a collab, and what they offer is full body MRI scans, and it is meant for prevention, catching things early, finding things that maybe you didn't know were there. Joe and I are both young, we're healthy, we are symptom free. However, this really intrigued me. I feel like I was more pushy about doing it.
I kind of was like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Joe was kind of like, I don't want to find something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think we should do it. If there's ever something that we're unaware of, why not know? Yeah. Why not find out? And we are so glad we did, because they let us know after the scans, and the experience with the scans was great. It was easy, 45 minutes in and out. They said we would find out the results probably in about 7 to 14 days-ish.
No. They said about a week.
I think they told me about 2 weeks.
No, they said, I remember, it was like, you'll know. It was more, I thought we were going to find out within like 3 to 5 days.
Okay. I had like 7 to 10 in my mind.
Okay.
About 2 days later, we're on our way to Jesse Solomon's birthday party, and Joe gets a phone call. Yeah,
I just get like, hey, we set up they call me. They're like, hey, the doctor, they're red. They got your scans. Can we set up a call? And I was like, yeah. I was like, that. It felt kind of strange, but I was like, we also did this as like an Instagram partnership, so maybe they just want to like expedite it.
Yeah, that was kind of on my mind as well. I was like, oh, maybe we're getting our scans faster because this is a partnership and they want the content to go live. However, they hadn't called me yet, which was a little bit funky. I think at the time we were like, this might be nothing, this might be something, but like, we're going out tonight, let's just put it out of sight, out of mind, and you'll have a call with the doctor tomorrow.
So we go out, Jesse Solomon's birthday, we go out, we actually, I ended up drinking too much. We went out to like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I had the call to the doctor. Realistically, I just turned 40. I was really thinking like it was going to be like, you have an enlarged prostate. That's like what
you were convinced that's what it was going to be. You kept saying that.
I pee a lot at night. Like I was like, maybe that's probably what it is. Kick off the call. There's a lesion. They found the lesion in my brain that looks to be potentially the size of like a larger blueberry, a small grape.
Yeah, a marble.
A marble, which is the marble is actually what I prefer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's in the frontal lobe of my brain, and the doctor was pretty alarming, where he was like, you got to go get this checked. I would say within the next week or two, and it's urgent.
By checked, he meant you need to go get a MRI with and without contrast.
With and without contrast.
The full body scans, it's like 10 minutes on each part of your body. So a lesion could have been a bunch of different things. It basically meant that something was there, and the contrast MRI was going to let us know more specifically what it is, because it's strictly on your brain. Yeah. For comparison, quickly, my scans came back with like 2 little nodules that were found. They let me know, I think like a week and a half later. My call with my doctor was like 30 minutes, and it was like, chitty chat, casual, this is what we see, maybe go get some blood work, maybe an ultrasound, but like you're incredibly healthy. So just to give a little bit of comparison into like what Joe's experiences was versus me, which is probably what most people are experiencing.
So I set the brain MRI up because, again, these full body MRIs, they only dedicate about 10 minutes to each part of the body. Full brain MRI is like 35 to 40 minutes.
Yours was actually fast. I feel like you were in and out pretty
quick. It was like
quick.
35 minutes.
Yeah.
And they need with and without contrast is what I was ordered. So I go get it and get the results back, I think, within 24 hours. And what the MRI, whoever reads the MRI,
The
radiologist, categorized it as non-enhancing.
Which is good. For context, you don't want it to enhance.
Yeah.
Enhance means they add the contrast and it like lights up like a Christmas tree kind of vibe.
Non-enhancing, no mass effect, looks to be an early stage glioma, which is a tumor. Stage 1 and 2 glioma, stage 3 gets severely more dangerous. Stage 4, I believe, is a glioblastoma, which is a cancerous brain tumor.
Yeah. They were using the term grade, not stage. Grade 1 or 2. We are not doctors, by the way.
So now it's more like this lesion that was on my brain is for real. It is a thing. This is now becoming like priority number 1 of like next steps, what to do. So we're reaching out to like friends, family. You reached out to your close friend who is close with a neurologist who read my scans. He gave us some positive feedback, but you're getting a little bit of both.
Yeah. The hard thing at this point was we got the good news that it wasn't enhancing, and we got the concerning news that it still was something. It wasn't nothing. However, we had to wait to really know anything until your appointment with the neuro-oncologist, which wasn't for like 10 days. And you're kind of sitting with the information. You just want to know what's going on. You want to know what you need to be concerned about, what you don't. We're not like, we're reading these reports and asking other people to read them and putting them into AI, and we're doing everything we can, but I feel like it was scary. We were feeling really anxious.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's something in my brain. There's no other way around it. Like there's something there, and you don't want anything in your brain. So like I'm growing broccoli sprouts at this point. Like I'm like my diet is like a 180.
It's blueberries, it's salmon, it's broccoli sprouts.
Why I ordered the blueberries at the restaurant.
Yep.
So yeah, the thing is, I also like this is an incidental finding, which usually means when it's incidental, you find it early. Because I don't really, for the most part, I don't really have symptoms. I mean, I could kind of go back and like it's hard now because now I do feel like I might have symptoms, but some of those are self-induced. So that's a difficult territory.
Just for context, the symptoms that you're struggling with now are like headache, anxiety.
I'm not really.
Nausea.
No, I'm not having headaches.
Okay. No. What symptoms are you referring to then?
The symptoms I'm having now are more like lightheadedness, and I think a lot of it now is more anxiety induced. Yes. I believe.
Yes.
But again, I mean, who knows? But what I would be experiencing more of where it is in my brain would be lack of motor skills, personality changes, and memory loss.
Yeah.
So going back and forth between like different doctors, different hospitals. I get a appointment with a neuro-oncologist first. I think we went in with the hope of like, we've seen thousands of these. Yeah. We're going to monitor it. It's nothing.
That's what I wanted to hear. I wanted him to say, we see these all the time in healthy men over the age of 35. It's absolutely nothing. We'll do an MRI once a year for 5 years. It's probably not going to grow. And as long as it doesn't, then you're on your merry way. Yeah. And I mean, that was probably wishful thinking at the time. However, I am someone that likes to focus on best case scenario until I get the facts on the table, because worst case scenario is a lot scarier.
Yeah. So basically it was, we'll never know what this is by just monitoring it. We will only know by taking it out or biopsying it. And from my understanding, they only do biopsies in the brain if removing it is very dangerous.
Yes.
But where mine is located, it seems like it's a less dangerous scale to remove it. I mean, the surgery is very dangerous. It's a craniotomy, which is scary. It's a serious surgery.
Yeah. For those that don't know, it essentially means they will cut out a part of Joe's skull, remove it, go in, take out the tumor. And
hopefully they get 100% of it, or at least 99.4. This is what I'm hoping.
As much of it as they can possibly get, which they won't know for sure until they go in for the surgery, how much they can take out. And then they will reattach, and they will use titanium screws to do so. Sorry for the visual. I know that's a little bit graphic.
So, in really trusting the hospital, I decided to choose, and I really like the neuro-oncologist, and he himself has had a brain tumor. I was pretty much like, okay, to me, monitoring something that we don't know what it is, it could potentially get worse very fast. I was kind of like, I'm going to do the surgery.
We did ask the neuro-oncologist and the neurosurgeon separately if this was you, if you had this scan in your brain, what would you do? And they both, without hesitation, said, I would take this out. They said the likelihood that this is something, even though it's slow growing, it's going to grow into something aggressive or problematic is very high. Why wait until you're potentially having symptoms or this has spread? It is early. They were amazed that we caught it so early. I mean, it's very rare to catch something in your brain without any symptoms. So they were like, that's good news. And we would take this out. Absolutely, we would take it out.
I mean, I was potential that I was going to actually get it taken out like the next week.
Yeah.
But
he needs a variety of scans and tests before. You need blood work, you need functional MRIs, you need all these things. And honestly, it was a lot to digest after those 2 appointments. I think we just wanted to take a beat and kind of get our head above water before diving into surgery prep.
Yeah, and the neuro-oncologist, and then when I did speak to the neurosurgeon, neither of them thought waiting the 5 weeks for the surgery was putting me in any harm's way.
No.
Hopefully.
No, they felt confident that waiting till later in July was an absolutely okay decision. So that's what we opted for. I mean, pros and cons to those decisions, but we feel good about it. Also, just want to flag everything we're sharing regarding the fact that he has a low-grade glioma, grade 1 or 2, all these things. Like, this is what we know now, and these things could change. This is just what they're saying based on what they see on the scans. However, we will have so much more information once the tumor is removed and they test it, and then we can actually create a plan of next steps.
I then have an appointment with the neurosurgeon. She was also on the same page as the neuro-oncologist. I believe you should remove this. This is a surgery I've done many of times. It's a very dangerous surgery. People do recover very well from it. Multiple things could happen. Hopefully we could get it all without harming any parts of your brain. There's a chance we can't get it all. There's medication to take after. We have to test it, see what it is. She did say that she will know pretty quickly what it is, but like you'll get a full diagnosis of what they took out. Usually takes about a week. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, that is the decision that we made together, that we're gonna do this surgery. I'm gonna do this surgery.
I'll be there for moral support.
And you'll be there for moral support. And that is kind of where we're at. I'm not one of those people that like, oh, it's all about mindset, but I do believe going into this positive and with a positive mindset and keeping my stress levels low is the best thing I could do for my health in this current moment. I am staying positive. I think it's great that we caught this early. Maybe this could have been something that I could have got an MRI 40 years from now and it's literally the same. They said that could be a possibility. Not likely, because it does seem to be growing. It's slow growing. So that is the decision. And I'm going into this with, I hope I will be podcasting in a few months and being good.
A few months, I think a few weeks, They said a few days in the hospital, a few weeks out, and then You'll be back and better than ever, baby.
You know, we just got to hope that the results all are positive and good. My aunt had a brain tumor that was very severe 35 years ago. And I think at that time, you know, technology wasn't nearly as advanced. You know, they didn't have the precision that they have now with doing this surgery. And I think at the time they gave her 6 months to live. And she's still kicking and
Absolutely,
she's still doing
she
good.
Is.
So yeah. And I do, like, I kind of went back and forth when it comes to just like talking about this publicly, not talking about it. But like, even for what I'm going through now, like I've looked up like Gary Woodland's story and Maria Menounos and like,
I think the number one thing you've been looking for online, other than, you know, asking Claude a million questions, is other people's experiences with this and their stories and hearing what they went through to kind of compare and, you know, feel comfort with what you're going through, right? So I think the hope is that we can help someone else.
And I do know a lot of people, when we did post the Prenovo collab, and like those full body MRIs aren't covered by insurance and they are expensive. So like I get that it's not affordable for everyone. You know, we did a social media deal with them. You know, I personally hope that we get to a place where insurance covers those for everyone. I know there is a large group of people that think if like you don't have symptoms, like you shouldn't do this because they'll always find something. But in my case, they found something that is real and it's there and it's in my brain and we need to act.
Yeah. Like I would be an example of, they found 2 little nodules that are of absolutely no concern, and I'm still happy I did it. For your situation, it is wild because you did have no symptoms. We never would have known this was there. So we are grateful for the opportunity to treat this preventatively. And we by no means are saying everyone needs to run and go get these scans. It's really to each their own. And again, we totally acknowledge that it is a pricey procedure. However, if maybe you're on the fence about it or it's something you've been thinking about and it is accessible to you, I think why not? We're grateful that we did it.
This is my journey. I'm telling it. This is what it is. So you could take what you want away from it. But this is kind of me laying everything out. And yeah, that's it.
Over the past few weeks, it's been a lot to process, and we've definitely felt all the feels about it. Obviously, you think about these situations and you think, oh, it could always be worse. However, that doesn't negate the fact that brain surgery feels scary and you never want to go through something like this. You never want to see your partner go through something like this. We are trying to lead with recognizing that this is hard, and we are also very grateful that we caught it early. We are grateful to the team of doctors that we're working with who have been really great. We've had so much support from family and friends, and we are in a position to be proactive about this. So we are moving forward as positive as we can be, while also being, you know, forgiving to ourselves and giving ourselves grace that it's also been a lot and very heavy at times. We hope that, you know, you guys take away from this to advocate for yourself, ask questions. You know, health is never something to mess around with. And thank you so much for listening. We will try to keep you guys as much in the loop as we can, and we're hoping for the best.